And welcome to the Night Shift YouTube channel. I am Bryson Turner, and with me today is UCF Track and Field head coach Dana Boone coming to us live from Virginia Beach, Virginia, home of the 2025 NCAA Indoor Track and Field Championships, where UCF has several athletes representing the Knights. Coach, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Just trying to, get acclimated here. We're just getting in and trying to get settled, but everything's going well so far.
Awesome. Yeah, how was the flight?
Uneventful, so that's good. Everything was
Uh,
on time. Yeah, problems.
so have you ever gotten a chance to compete in Virginia Beach before?
No, this is a brand new facility. I don't know. It's only been open a few years, and we haven't come to participate here. So this will be our first time.
Awesome. Well, of course, you come to the indoor track and field championship with three entries, just like you did with the 2022 edition of the indoor track and field championship. What's it like now? Because you only had Renaya there in 2023, and then in 2024 as well. So, what's it like bringing multiple entries back to this meet again?
Oh, this is so much fun because even when in 2022 when there was three entries, it was still only two people. So this is a group of six ladies, five that are actually competing, one alternate. It's been a lot of fun. The excitement in their eyes, the glow in their eyes. This is a big deal for all of them. So I'm enjoying watching them experience this for the first time because everyone in this group is a first timer to this meet.
Yeah, so I was going to say that. What's it like to get a chance to have the opportunity to bring these new athletes to an indoor championship? Because I remember one of the things that Renaya has told me that always stuck out to me is that the indoor track and field championship is the hardest NCAA championship to make.
It 100% is. This is an elite group, and if you have made this list, should consider yourself an elite company, and give yourself a huge pat on the back because it gets tougher with each year. Just to put this in perspective, 3 years ago when Tasha Smith made the 400 list was the last time in at 52:35. This year, the last time in was 51:86. So it's definitely progressed with each year. You basically had to run 51 seconds to make it to the national championship. So I can't even imagine what's going to have to happen to make the final. So, but we're do whatever we got to do.
Well, one of the big headliners coming in is Kyle Williams, who's going to be participating in two events, a part of the 4x400 relay team, and of course the 400-meter dash. She holds the new indoor record with 51:59 that she set this season. What's it like to see Kaya finally kind of take the spotlight after so many years where, she had obviously other talented runners around her like Renee and Latasha to learn from?
Yeah, I mean, I was just having a conversation about that. Kaya has been here all this time and often was overshadowed just because there were so many other superstars, but she's been a superstar in her own right, for a while from her first from her first individual American title in the 400 meters indoor when she ran 52:9 to win that. And then, the transition into the Big 12 and just being a participant here. But she's been a very formidable opponent for a long time. So just to send her out with this swan song is a beautiful thing. To have her last hurrah, go out and break a school record, make it to the national championship. It's only one last piece that could make this better is to come home as a multiple time first team All American, which means that we would make the final. So any given day, anything can happen, and that's the mentality we're coming in with. So I've just really enjoyed her progress. And I was just saying she often hasn't gotten her fair shake of credit because there's been so many other talented people around her as well that maybe had stood out. So, but it's her time now.
She's
So
really take
I'm happy
she's
for
really
her.
she's really taking advantage of that last semester in a UCF uniform, huh?
100%. When she came to me originally, I wasn't sure if I was going to have the scholarship money to bring her back just for the indoor season. And then obviously the changing in rules and stuff like that has definitely been a benefit, but we were able to bring her back. And I'm thankful because she came to me and she said, well, coach, I really want to come back and run for UCF. And if I can't run for UCF, it doesn't feel right to be anywhere else. So either she was going to run for us or not run at all. So I'm so glad she came back and continued to be a Knight and is going out on on a high note regardless. She's accomplished
Well,
much.
of course, she's going to be running into events, so that's going to be something like that. How are you kind of approaching that? Because the last time you had to deal with that, at least in an indoor championship capacity, was with Renai in 2022.
Yeah, I mean, after Kaya's indoor Big 12 meet, I think she's prepared for anything. She basically raced 5 times in 2 days and continued to run her lifetime best in 2 events and her second best event time in the 400 on her fourth, on her third race of the day, and so I think she's prepared. I think it's just one of those things. You take one race at a time. That's always the philosophy, one race at a time, and then hopefully we'll get to you know the 4x4 is the last event, and so get to go out and run with her teammates. That's just a different energy no matter what. Whenever you run a relay, it's always just a different energy. So I'm excited for the weekend. I think they're ready mentally, physically. So that's all we can ask for.
Yes, I do want to ask about that 4x400 meter relay team because I think this might be one of your best jobs assembling a relay team since the 2022 outdoor 4x1 team that you guys did. Because to put this in perspective, when you look at the top five indoor 400 meter times in program history, three of them are on this team. Kai in first, Twinese in third, and Jasmine in fourth. So, and three of them are from the transfer portal. So, what was it like assembling this team, and just what's it been like watching them gel just so quickly?
Well, if I'm not going to sit up here and tell you like, oh yeah, I knew when I signed these people, this is what was going to happen. It kind of is like, wow, this progressed. You never know, but I do know. I was telling someone the other day. I said, man, to go from seventh place last year and run 3:39 to run 3:33 this year and win the whole thing with a fifth year and three transfers, who would have thought of it? Didn't know, but I'm so glad we did. Um, you know, the recruiting process is always hit or miss, but I think we do a really good job of doing our research on transfers, and I think we do a good job of chemistry in terms of who's really going to be a good fit for this program in terms of character, personality, all kinds of things. So we're very fortunate to have picked up the girls that we picked up, and it just you know I'm a big believer in people getting along. You don't have to like everybody, but you do have to have respect for your teammates and get along. So that's the environment that we foster, a culture of acceptance and understanding. And it hasn't really been that hard for everybody to mesh because we really have some really good girls, and thankful for the coaching staff and that we do spend some time really trying to get to the bottom and getting to know these kids and their parents and all of that thing. So we have a really good group. So we've been very fortunate in that area.
I should imagine so. I mean, they set a program 4x400 meter record twice and are the 11th fastest in the nation going into this tournament. I do have one person I do want to just ask about real quick in 20s Johnson. She came over from Kansas State, so of course she's familiar with the Big 12 indoor championship meet. What was it like to see for her to kind of return to that meet and end up performing like she did?
Well, I know for her, it was such a probably pleasant surprise having been to that meet before and never having been in the situation that she was in this year, which is one, making the 400-meter final, two, actually being a part of a championship 4x4 program. So it's things like that that bring you joy when you can see someone experience a totally different experience for them at the conference meet. But she has been a pleasure to have on this team. I don't think there's anybody who doesn't like her. She's got a fun personality. I enjoy coaching her. So, but she's definitely been a big help and a difference maker for us.
So you're of course so now who no, you mentioned that one alternate's there on the 4x400 meter relay team. Who'd you end up bringing with you, and what's it like to kind of bring an extra face?
I brought Janaya Pulliam. She is been somebody that I thought could step up for a while. And really, she's here because of her DMR split and finally showing, what she has the ability to do. God forbid that anything should happen to any of the girls that are able to run, but at least, we wanted to have a backup in case something did go down. So that's who we brought for the alternate spot.
All right. So, of course, the third entry that we haven't gotten a chance to talk about yet, Adeobi Tabugbo in the 60-meter hurdles. I still remember her indoor season last year, where she was one of the, I would say, the pleasant surprises on this team as a new face. But now in year two at UCF, she's made the indoor championship. So, what has it been like seeing her evolve from last indoor season to this one?
Well, maybe she was a pleasant surprise for you, but I signed her knowing that this is what I expected her to do. Thought we might have progressed a little more last year, but she had a great season. I mean, every time she kind of stepped on the track, she PR, and I think she ended the season last year like 8:13 and was short of making it. But there was no doubt in my mind that when we went to the conference meet, she's going under 8 seconds. I don't care if it's 7:99 or whatever it was. At the end of the day, that's what she's prepared to do. And if she did that, that she would make the national championship. So it's always a pleasure to see young ladies who have taken a chance and transferred programs and have success, because sometimes it's hard to come into a program and have immediate success. But I'm very grateful for the young ladies that we do have, because they have come in and been impactful and have had a lot of success. So if there's ever the epitome of a student athlete, it is Adobe, and she is the sweetest person, a hard worker, and a great student. And I'm so happy for her. So I'm
Of
excited for her. I think her parents and her family are going to come see her run, and this will be the first time in college that they've actually got a chance to see her run. So I suspect she's going to show up and show out.
Of course, you've had Renaya in this event, in this meet before. Did How much did Adaobi end up taking from Renaya, or was she able to kind of bring something all her own to this event?
I think she's her own person, but I think the understanding for any hurdler that comes into this group is, hey, this is what we do. We hurdle here, and this is the expectation. Obviously, we wanted to win the Big 12 indoor. It didn't happen. But if you run your lifetime best, then you can't be disappointed. So, but in the fall, that was the message. Hey, we're going to be on top of that podium. Can we get two up there? Can we get three? I don't know. But that was always been the goal. So the expectation for the hurdle group is we always have a stud hurdler somewhere. So even next year, I plan on having a replacement. Even though Adobe's gone, now Renaya's gone, somebody's going to step up and fill those shoes, especially for that event area. It's been such an event area that's been strong for us for a while. So I think Adobe understood what her mission was and understood what the expectation was. And I think she did a phenomenal job of executing throughout this indoor season, and definitely looking forward to the outdoor season for her as well.
Speaking of that Big 12 track meet, of course, you improved this time around to a tie for 11th with 38 points. Natalia Madison set a new record for the pentathlon. Just what was it like this time around in Lubbock, and how would you evaluate your progress from year one to year two?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say we were tied for 10th. If you want to say we're 11th, that's fine. But I'm going to go ahead and take my tie for 10th. um,
Yeah.
the beauty of this sport is it's ever evolving. Every year at the conference championship, you you look at it, you look at the ranking, hey, if things go well, here's where we can score here. Um, as a team, we probably lost a few points, that maybe could have moved us up one spot, but that's neither here nor there. But on paper, we pretty much did what we were supposed to do. So we did end up, getting an extra person in the 400 maybe, and it would have been really nice to get a third person. Just missed out by 4/100ths of a second there. But overall, in a conference like that, um, anytime you can improve is a good thing. There was less teams last year, more teams this year. Um, but it by no means got any easier. It actually probably got harder, Um, and there was only, if you look at the score, there was only one team that scored 100 points, and that's the key to winning a championship. And then you look at the next school was probably 60, and then there was 50s, and there was a bunch of 40s and a couple of 30s. So it's a race to 100 to win a championship, but that's really hard to do when you have such talented teams all assembling in there. So we the goal was to improve. The hope was to be a single digit finisher, a top nine or better, tied for 10th. So it is what it is. And but overall, I would say it's progress because we scored more points than we did a year ago. And anytime you can show progress and move forward, that's a positive thing. So we'll take that and build our momentum moving into the outdoor season.
Yeah, speaking of the outdoor season, I know obviously you're focused on the next meet ahead, which is in Virginia Beach. But as far as the rest of the team back in Orlando is concerned, next up is outdoor for them. So how much does having like this momentum from this indoor season look for you going into this outdoor season?
I think it builds confidence. Obviously, the six young ladies that are here, we'll lose Kaya for the outdoor. So the five that will return will come back with a different attitude and a different perspective because now they've been to the most elite meet in the entire history of track and field. So now they know what it takes, what to expect, and they can bring that energy back to the program and to the girls that are there. And hopefully motivate them. I know a lot of the young ladies, the goal was to go to the meet and either perform at your lifetime best or your season best, but we need to be at our best at the championship. And for the most part, across the board, everybody either had a season best or a personal best at the Big 12 championship. So that bodes well moving into outdoor because that was the goal. Like, hey, even if you're not in a position to score right now, we still have to get ready for outdoor because a lot of these people are better outdoor runners. I think you'll see definite improvements in the 200 meters, the 400. Everybody's going to improve outdoors. A little bit of a longer sprint instead of a 60, is better for us. We add the 4x1. We add the 400 hurdles, So I think those things will be beneficial. But I definitely think the experience of being at this meet is going to carry over to those when they return and get back to training for this outdoor season.
You mentioned that Kaya will not be back for outdoor. She graduates. There's also another athlete that in the same situation as Shira Collins. Just wanted to ask a quick word about because since she's not there at Virginia Beach, her UCF career is done. So just quick word about the Brunei Ashira's impact on this program and what it did mean to you kind of see her compete one last time in Lubbock.
Shira has been such a positive impact on this program. When I recruited her and, she came in, as a freshman, she won a conference championship and you just knew right then she was going to be great. And now she's our new school record holder indoor. And so I'm very happy for her in terms of all the things that she accomplished. She got to go to the national championship almost every year that she's been here. And the Olympic trials and the U.S. nationals and make an under 23 team and all of those things have been phenomenal for her. And it's just been a great impact on the program, and she will sorely be missed as Kaya will be missed. It's unfortunate that her last indoor championship didn't go the way we had hoped with the triple jump. She had sustained a little injury in the long jump, and so wasn't quite her full self, for the triple jump. But we appreciate everything that she's done, and now she's, transitioning, trying to figure out. Obviously, they're going to finish out. Kaya and Ashira are going to finish out their academic semester, with the classes they're taking, because they both did graduate last year, so they've just got classes they're taking to finish out their eligibility. But it's that transition time. Hey, what am I going to do next? Is continuing to train, and is all of those things feasible? And I think both of those young ladies will have opportunities that they'll have to sit down and figure out, what's next. So, but I'm thankful and grateful for both of them and for the desire to come back and want to run one last season for the Knights. So their impact will forever be with us.
Well, of course, does have one more meet to go coming up soon in Virginia Beach. Now that you have landed in town, just what's kind of been your plan now to get your athletes ready for the competition ahead?
Well, like I said, we just got here today. We're gonna go to the track and check it out and do a little shakeout and everything, and then tomorrow we'll get back to some work and actually have a real practice. Um, the mission and the goal is the same. We're gonna treat this meet like we do every meet. We're gonna prepare the same way. The enthusiasm, the excitement's the same. But we're all here with a mission, and that, like I said, that's to come back as first team All Americans, which means that we got to make finals. We want to finish, higher than we're ranked. Or, I think with the relay, we are eighth, and Adobe's tied for eighth with the hurdles, and the Kaya in the 400 meters is ranked 11th. So obviously, we want to finish eighth or higher for those two events that are currently ranked in that position. And Kaya wants to make a final, so she's got to move up a few spots. So everyone knows the mission, understands the mission, and we're going to try to make sure that mission happens. So that's the goal and that's the focus while we're here.
Well, things get underway for you guys at 4 p.m. on Friday with the 400 meters with Kaya in the 400 semifinal. Adobe will compete a half an hour later at the with the 60 hurdles semifinal at 4:30, and then should things be successful, they'll move on to Saturday, which will be joined by the 4x400 competition at 4:20 on Saturday. Coach, thank you so much for your time today, and just any parting words for Night Nation about this meet.
Tune in, cheer us on. We're going to do our best to represent Night Nation the best way we know how. And, go Knights.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Coach. Appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you. Bye.